When I was a kid, I didn't have parents who stood up for my rights. I had to fight for them myself. I still didn't get them. I'm not black, but I stand up for black lives. Why? Because, I see a black person's rights as my rights, too. I'm not a woman, but I stick up for women. That's because their rights are my rights, too. I stick up for immigrants because their rights are my rights too. I stick up for a lot of people who don't stick up for me. Why do I stick up for these people? Because their rights are my rights too. Does it occur to them that my rights are their rights too? That when you allow illegal precedents to be set by preventing a man from even being allowed to go to court or speak on his own behalf or show evidence, if it can happen to a white guy, it can happen to you. That's what I want you to get through your head. The laws are based on what pretty white girls are afraid of. I'm not allowed to be overwhelmed. Meanwhile, I got 10,000 things that I have to do by myself because people are going to be too drunk or too stoned or too high on meth to do what it is that needs done. I'm not allowed to be disabled. I'm not allowed to be angry. When I'm abused, I just have to take it. There's no special rights group that's going to help me out. So many people told me, Sean, you need to get an advocate. I'm like, fuck you. I've been trying. I've been through 2.5 years of complete fucking bullshit for trying. My rights don't matter. I'm not a human being to Black Lives Matter. I'm not a human being to these women's special interest groups. I'm not a human being to these immigrant special interest groups. Why do I stick up for gay people if I'm not gay? Because their rights are my rights too. Why do I stick up for cross-dressers even though I'm not a cross-dresser? Because their rights are my rights too. Although, honestly, I've worn a dress before. I've worn skirts. I don't see a problem with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with a man in a dress. Just like I don't see any reason why women should not be allowed to wear pants. By the way, here's a little piece of history on pants and skirts. It used to be that everybody wore skirts, or dresses, or basically the equivalent thereof. Your tunics, that's basically a dress. Barbarians from the Germanic tribes were supposed to have invented pants for women. That's right. Complete role reversal, isn't it? Back then, everybody wore dresses, even the men, and pants were invented for women. Now, pants are supposed to be manly and dresses are supposed to be womanly. What a bunch of shitty fucking opinions. You're not black enough to be worth my attention. You're not woman enough to be worth my attention. Your rights only matter if you're an immigrant. Huh. Well, that just sounds like a bunch of damn fucking craziness to me. Meanwhile, people call me crazy. I must be. I really must be. Both Natalie's ex-stepmothers encouraged me to live. Fed me a bunch of bullshit that they didn't believe themselves. Fed me a bunch of bullshit they were gonna do but never followed through. And I'm some sort of bad person for speaking out. These women knew what was going on. They chose to ignore it. That makes them evil. No matter what Jesus they believe in. The Rambo Jesus? Sure seems like it. My tobacco pipe. I got addictions too. I'm addicted to caffeine. If I don't drink it, I get headaches. A lot of people, it doesn't register to them what the hell I'm going through, because they got to recover with family. Derek Parrish, when his mom passed away, he still got his girlfriend, Joanna Taylor. It doesn't matter how right I am between me and Derek. Joanna is going to take Derek's side because they're fucking. There's no more honest way to say it than that. Although there's a nice little report from Oxford and a couple of them from places like Princeton and Yale that talk about it. About how women are extremely likely to lie over somebody that they're intimate with. Over how they'll defend him even if he's beating on her. Shea Burton had that issue. She was married to a guy named Theo who was an asshole. She got rid of Theo. Thank goodness. That guy was bad fucking news. I would die for you guys to have the rights that I don't have. And many of you have those rights. Pierre, he gets to live in the same area. He gets to live in the Boulder area without being threatened and assaulted over shit he didn't fucking do. Meanwhile, Alicia Bollinger and Natalie Bollinger didn't have anything nice to say about Pierre. Imagine that. I believe that Black Lives Matter is racist. If it's not happening to black folks, they just don't give a fuck. If it's happening to homeless folks, they don't give a fuck. If you're black and homeless, they don't care that you're black anymore. Because you're homeless. You're not a human being to them folks. You like how I said them folks? Next time you go to one of them Black Lives Matter rallies, and I'm going to call it a rally, just like with the KKK. Next time you go to one of them Black Lives Matter rallies, I want you to listen to how much anti-white rhetoric there is. And then I want you to pay attention to how many white people showed up in support. While you're white people this and white people that. Well, white people are people too. And just because you want to hate on all white people over this bullshit doesn't make it okay. It doesn't take away from the fact that white people are going through this shit too. White men, white women, going through the same bullshit as you are. Well, you pretend you're only going through it because you're black. No. You're going through it because you're broke. And you're probably going through it because you got nobody in your damn corner. You get lip service like I did. Pierre could have come forward. Joanna Taylor could have come forward. Derek Parrish could have come forward. His mom could have come forward before she died. But keeping people local, keeping the people they have, that's more important. It's more important for you to be friends with your neighbor than it is for you to be loyal to somebody who's 150 miles away or more. So these people get to see their loved ones. I don't. My loved ones, they prove to me that they don't love me. Not the way I love them anyway. They only love me when I do what they want. Sean, do as I say, not as I do. Sean, do what I tell you to do, or I'm not going to help you. Sean, do what I say, or we're not friends. Well, with all due respect to all of you, find out what's going on before making your fucking decision, asshole.